Tajikistan strikes me as a country as being very interesting, at the centre of many ancient and modern civilizations and empires. Looking at the geography of the country, the Pamir Mountains in Gordobaristan region, and down here in Katlon and the magnificent city of Dushanbe, I think that the country has so much to offer to kind of international tourists, and hopefully the tourism industry can bring up the people of Tajikistan in a very, very great way. I think looking at a lot of the cultural and heritage sites of Tajikistan as well, some of them have incredibly important kind of historical significance, from the fortress of Katlon. I meant to say Yamchun.
Tajikistan has an enormous potential for tourism. I personally, I think that know Tajikistan pretty well because I lived in Tajikistan for 2 years, more than 10 years ago. And the country is beautiful and it has a number of assets that they need to be exploited. One are the cultural assets, then of course there is a natural beauty, and then it's people. People are very friendly, people who like to host visitors. And as the World Bank, we are just starting now a project that will focus on the development of tourism and of rural development, for supporting for agribusiness as well, and for community-based tourism. And for this project, we are basically focusing on 3 areas. The first component of the project will focus on renovating historical assets. We have selected 4 assets that we'll be working on over the next 5 years. The first one is the fortress of Yamchun in the Walk-and Corridor. Then we'll be also working in Katlon on 3 assets that are also be very important from the historical perspective. One is the Hulbuk Castle, the 44 Spring, Chilchor Chasma, and the Madrasa of Ojamasad. So for these 4 assets, we are going to be supporting the renovation and the beautification. Also, we are going to do landscape architecture work around those. Then the second component of the project will be focused on supporting the private sector working around tourism and agribusiness. For example, if you have a rural household who wants to prepare their houses to do a guest house or an homestay, we'll be providing what we call matching grant, so a contribution to the overall cost of the renovation. So this component will be supporting the private sector work. And then a third component will work on an equally important area, that is the awareness of Tajikistan on the international forum and the capacity building. Because Tajikistan really needs to increase the knowledge of the country abroad, and that's why we brought in also experts such as the National Geographic, Adventure Travel Trade Association, and so on. And we are working very closely with the government, of course, to implement this project.
در این فرم سیاحی با ترکیه شرکت کردیم اینجا. من دومین بار به تاجیکستان آمدم. اولین 6 ماه پیش از این آمده بودم. درباره مولانا یک جلسه ترتیب کرده بودند. در آن جلسه شرکت کردم. در میان ترکیه و تاجیکستان خیلی مشترک ارتباطات فرهنگی هست. 2 روز است که در تاجیکستان گردش میکنیم. از نورک زیارت کردیم، از کوه نوروز دیدن کردیم. خیلی خیلی جای خوبه، خیلی خانه خوبه، خانه صنعته. انشالله تاجیکستان هم کشور سیاحی می باشه که پتانسیل هست اینجا و از دنیا کشورهای گوناگون مردمان از به تاجیکستان میان، از جاهای دیدنی که خیلی پر است، خیلی گوناگون است، اینجا زیارت میکنند.